What's up, Sunday? What's cracking? What's cracking? We in the building. What's up, Cordy? We in the building, man. Atlanta. Dateline Atlanta. Dateline Atlanta. What's up, Leroy? I see y'all listen when I told y'all subscribe to all the channels. Y'all must have been listening. I can tell who was listening when I said subscribe to all the channels. What's up? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, listen. Listen. They'll find it, man. If they everybody who listen, man, I told y'all sub to all the channels. I've been telling y'all that. This is why I was telling y'all that. Sub to all the channels. I've been saying that. I don't know. Damn, they burning shit up. These protests about a young man named a young brother named Rayshard Brooks. He got into a fight with cops, and he what's up, man? He got in a fight with cops, and he shit didn't go his way. Okay, we'll put it like that. All right, we'll put it like that. And now the city is burning. The police chief, female police chief, has resigned. She stepped aside. The mayor is under turmoil. The city's burning. Look at that shit. City's burning. I don't know what that is that's on fire. Everyone hit the like button. I don't know what that is that's on fire. Everyone hit the like button, man. Yeah, I heard a lot of New Yorkers. Went down there. That's probably what turned it out. That's what turned DC out. New York niggas turned DC out. They turned DC into the murder capital, man. That's what happened. The same thing happened to DC. Except after a while, DC dudes kicked them out. And then with the Outpost thing, it kind of like, they also became like persona non grata. Not like all the way, but just like as far as like running, like they didn't run it no more. They didn't run. Look at this stuff. Yeah, everybody hit the like button, man. Let's try to get 11 likes in here, man. I'm trying to keep y'all posted on this shit, man. Salute, TC with the donation, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro. Try to keep y'all informed on what's going on,
over
man.
the last couple of weeks with the protests in downtown, and Brittany, you know better than anyone, having been there and having been, sort of socked in the face with that, with the tear gas. You know what that's like. I think that taking over a highway is certainly an inconvenience for many people, but it's not violent. It is a way to exercise, one's First Amendment right.
Yeah, but how you know somebody don't have to use the bathroom? How you know somebody don't need to get home and get their medicine? It's not violent, but how you know somebody ain't having cardiac arrest or ain't having diabetic shock, and you holding up the highway and people in traffic that ain't even moving. I'm talking about the traffic ain't moving. They just stuck there. What if you got to use the bathroom?
I'm thinking that I'm very sad for my city. I'm thinking that policing has to be reimagined. The community is demanding it. I'm also thinking that this happened obviously at the absolute worst time. There's
no PayPal. Salute recognized. Do not use the super chat or use the super chat or the Cash App. Super chat or Cash App. Use the super chat or Cash App. Mods, post the link. Thank you though. Appreciate you, recognize. Appreciate you though, bro. Super chat or Cash App.
Are expressions of frustration, unlike you have seen in modern history.
PayPal or Cash App. PayPal or Cash App. PayPal or Cash App.
We can do to keep as much peace as possible during civil unrest.
Is this our George Floyd, Rayshard? Is Rayshard Brooks our George Floyd, or are there too many differences in the two cases?
Well, there definitely are some differences, but here's what's happening, Rick. These are distinctions without differences for many, because we had Ahmaud Arbery before we had George Floyd, and we've had many others in Georgia and some in Atlanta that have still been unsolved or not prosecuted. And when you talk to some of the protesters, and I want to make sure viewers know that there's a distinction between protesters who are typically more organized.
Salute 504, boy. Hey, listen. Everyone the like button, man. This is a new channel. When do y'all think this is going to end? When do y'all think this is going to end? Tell me, y'all. When do y'all think this is going to end?
And saying that this should not have happened. But there are differences between what happened with George Floyd and what happened to this young man. However, in the middle of frustration, nobody's really talking about the nuances in the moment now. They're talking about, once again, an individual who seemingly was intoxicated and allegedly failed a field sobriety test is now dead. That's what protesters and members of the community are saying and baffled by.
And Rayshard, we just have to tell you what's happening right now live on our air since you are on the phone. Part of that Wendy's where this all unfolded, the Wendy's you were just talking about, is now in flames, engulfed in flames. We watched that fire start in the drive-through window, and it has just built, really, or continued to build moment by moment. And now all you see on your screen right now are red and orange flames coming and shooting through that Wendy's restaurant. Again, the scene of where Rayshard Brooks was shot and killed yesterday. Rayshard, do we still have Rayshard Ritchie on the phone?
I'm still here.
Okay. Let me ask you this. After seeing what happened last night, and we do know that you are on that board, on that committee that the mayor has put together, what will this information do for you all, for that board? How will this influence how you guys will move forward?
Well, let me say this first off.
Trump is going to win, recognize the matrix. Trump is going to win because of this. This stuff is not going to get Trump out of here. This stuff is going to make people vote for Trump. This is going to make people vote for Trump. It's not going to have the effect you think. I know what you think, that Trump did not do this. These are democratically run cities. Atlanta, Seattle, Minneapolis. Everywhere this is happening are democratically run cities. And if you know anything about your day-to-day life, the president has nothing to do with your day-to-day life. Your day-to-day life is run by the mayors and the city council. Okay?
Council is concerned. The council will make recommendations about use of force tactics. I know.
What's up? What's up, Bracelet? Mods, post the link. What's up, Sean?
As many are saying, the young man who was killed, Mr. Brooks, was able to grab the taser of the cop. That's what is seen allegedly on the tape. Now the question is a taser a lethal weapon? Well, there's another question then, because police officers, in order to be trained to use a taser and certified to carry a taser, they must be tased themselves, which would suggest that a taser is a non-lethal weapon, and it is classified as a non-lethal weapon. So if we're saying that this...
Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. He took the cop's taser and tased the cop with it. The cop dropped his taser and almost fell to the ground after being tased. Come on, bruh.
All right, Rayshard, thank you so much for your perspective tonight. Of course, we'll keep you close by as we continue to watch these live images. Right now, we have watched live on air the Wendy's.
So the brother fell asleep in the Wendy's. The brother was in the Wendy's drive-thru. He fell asleep. The cars had to keep going around him. He fall asleep at the wheel of the Wendy's drive-thru. Cars had to go around them to get to their food or whatnot. Someone called the police. I don't know if it was a Wendy's employee or whatever, but someone called the police. The police came over to his car. They did a field sobriety test. A fight started between him and the cops. He beat both of the cops up, and then he beat both of the cops up, and then he took one of their tasers. And then he ran. Then while he was running, he turned around and tased one of the cops. And the cop dropped his taser and fell against the car. And that's when the other cop shot him. Okay? Got the rundown? Did a video on it earlier. Everyone hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button. Hit that like button. What's up, Vlad? What's up, Deshaun? What's happening, everybody? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Bringing you this live, uncut news. Mods, any mods that got the link, I know this is a new channel, but any mods that got the link, please post the link. Because I want people, if they want to contribute via the PayPal or the Cash App. If you can, try not to use the Super Chat. Try to use the PayPal or the Cash App. Wow. City's just burned. Look at this. And they ain't done. They just getting started. Thank you, Deshaun.
Consisting of two fire trucks, a ladder truck, and a battalion chief, and also the escort of law enforcement. We have not been able to make it to the Wendy's, which is at 125 University Avenue. That's the address. The fire started out as a small fire. As a matter of fact, we weren't quite sure if we had a fire inside the Wendy's, but they started out as a small vegetation fires outside, but it does look like the Wendy's itself has been set on fire. It's fully involved. We are not able to access it, and it's too dangerous to try to get our units in there at this time.
Hi, Cortez, Sergeant Cortez, Stafford. This is Brittany Miller here. We've been watching this fire sort of happen moment by moment live on air. We do know that there is a BP gas station close by, pretty close to.
If that BP catch on fire, woo! Where the fire department? Where the hell is the fire department? See, this is the shit about these protests that's crazy. Where the hell is the fire department? Like, come on, man. A fucking Wendy's is on fire like that, and the fire department ain't nowhere nearby. Come on, man. Come the fuck on.
We're monitoring closely, and if we can get in there to start to put some water on the fire, number one, and save the gas station and any other buildings around it, then we'll do so. But right at this time, it's too dangerous to try to go to that location.
Sergeant, real quickly.
Yeah, but there's other ladder companies, man. There's other ladder companies that can get this. Okay, I could understand the fire been on the way and they blocked off the highway and they stuck in traffic. Send another ladder company over there. Send another firehouse over there from another way. You know what I'm saying?
That I'm hearing when I just spoke to our commander, incident commander for tonight's incident, we have not had any reports of damage to our fire trucks. Now we have had people stand in front.
You said they attacking. I heard they attacked CNN too. They were attacking some CNN reporters too. Let me see what else is going on. Let me see if I can find if we got some more. Salute, Samuel Jocks, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the donation, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, bro. Let's see what else is going on in this Okay, so that was 46. Oh shit, what the fuck? Yeah, man, this shit is crazy, man. Atlanta's on fire, man. Everybody hit the like button, man. Everyone hit the like button. Atlanta is on fire. We covering this thing. We covering this thing live. Everyone hit the like button. Trying to get the best views for you. This is the highway. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Look at this. Look at this bird's eye view of this city. Yeah, hot Atlanta. They turning up. Wendy's now. Oh, now they're gonna boycott all Wendy's. Let them find out that one of the employees in there called the police on that brother. That brother was sleeping the drive-thru, holding the drive-thru up. How many of you have been in the drive-thru, like off the late night when the club let out or whatever, and somebody fall asleep in the drive-thru, and now everybody behind him, and the line just getting longer and longer, and can't nobody get their food. So somebody called the police. Now I don't know whether it was a civilian or a citizen. Someone called the police. Oh, they coming to North Carolina. Listen, a brother gonna get killed. All these high crime, democratically run cities. You gotta understand, these democratically run cities are very crime infested, and the police need to be there. And with resisting the police and grabbing their tasers, like this brother grabbed the police taser. He beat up both of the cops, took their taser, took one of their tasers and then ran, and when they chased him, he turned around and hit the cop with the taser. Shocked the fuck out the cop. Cop fell over and shit and everything. And that's when the other cop shot him. So this is going to keep happening. There's no end to this.
Remain with the city in a role to be determined to help us plan and implement a course forward, but she is stepping aside as police chief.
And that's the mayor. Of course, that's the mayor. These dangerous cities got these Democratic mayors. Dangerous cities, Democratic mayors.
Creative duty.
All right, that was the mayor from about 5 o'clock, about 6 hours ago, when she announced the resignation of Erica Shields, the Atlanta Police Department.
She thought making the police chief resign was gonna calm these people down. I don't know why she thought that. She thought if she gave them the police chief's head on the stick, it was gonna calm them down. These people ain't calming down. I don't listen. I just don't see no end to this. I don't know how you can end it. How you can stop police from killing criminals. 900 people get shot every year in this country by police. 900 or more people get shot every year by police. Killed by police every year. 3 a day. An average of about 3 a day. 3 people a day get killed by the police. Now the majority of them are white, but some of them are black. So when they inevitably shoot a black person, you'll have more riots. That fire's burning hot, Jack. And this the trenches too. Look at how fast that car's going down there. Damn, police everywhere. I'm trying to find the best live for y'all, man. The best view. A lot of these joints ain't even. A lot of these joints is static. Okay, let me go back to the one I had. I guess I had the best one. Here it is.
Press conference today with the mayor at City Hall. Another big development out is while she may be out as her current role as police chief, that doesn't mean that she's necessarily done with the city of Atlanta. Let's also remember that
you ain't in Atlanta no more, black introvert. What's up, Chris? You ain't in Atlanta no more? Where you live at now?
The mayor said at this point, though, they don't know what her exact role may be, but kind of insinuated that there could be some kind of future with Shields and the city of Atlanta. Brittany.
Killer Mike and T.I., boy, they like, man. Listen, there's nothing you can do. You won't have criminals. If you got a guy that's going to beat up 2 cops, take the taser and hit the cop and shock one of the cops with the taser, if they're going to protest for that, we about to have a long summer of protests, okay? We going to have a long summer of protests. The nightly news with Arc Nation News you can choose, the only interactive news program on YouTube. You can support the channel via the PayPal or via the Cash App.
On that information, and we'll bring it as soon as that becomes available. We do know as well that not only did the mayor call for the officer who shot Brooks, call for his termination, but that did go through. So that officer has been fired. Brittany.
You know, Brittany, you talk about Chief Shields, I guess now former Chief Shields, and her history with the department. And I think, you know, it really, you do have to take a step back and say, what a fall from grace over the last couple of weeks for a police chief. And Brittany, you know, having been out there with the protesters around Centennial Olympic Park Drive in Marietta, that day, it was the first day of protest when the police chief came out and began to talk.
Salute, Cornelius. Appreciate you.
okay and comfortable just sort of listening to them. She seemed to be, very understanding of their concerns, and she got so much credit from so many people for having gone out into the crowd and, made herself so accessible and available.
Perfect.
To have gone from that to handing in her resignation, only a couple of weeks later, really is a stunning fall.
Good shot.
Sir.
180-degree turn, correct? And we have to point the fact out that the spotlight has...
Oh, no doubt. What you think they're going to hire a white man as police chief now? You think they're going to hire a white man as the police chief after this? In a democratically run city? They're going to hire a sister or a brother. Or somebody for Hispanic guy, Hispanic woman. Yeah, somebody, some person of color. There's no way they're going to hire a white guy after this. They're going to hire a person of color, man. It's going to be a person of color, man. It's going to be a person of color. Trust me, Jack. A person of color.
Who had fallen asleep while in the drive-thru lane of a Wendy's on University Avenue in Atlanta. CBS 46 was first on scene of that shooting last night. After a confrontation with police, Brooks allegedly took the taser from police, ran off, and then was shot in the back by an officer. We do know the GBI is...
Damn, they left a lot out. First of all, she said allegedly. She didn't have to say allegedly, because it's not alleged. Second of all, after he ran off, he turned around and hit the cop with the taser, shocked him. So it's not allegedly. You see, there you go right there. It's not allegedly. Look, it's after. Look, you see him. It's not allegedly. Why would she say allegedly? It was no alleged.
Protesters really started last night after midnight when CBS 46 was the first on scene. Yasmina?
Brittany, that Wendy's that you're talking about where that shooting happened is completely on fire. We watched what started off as a small fire has now taken over that Wendy's. You can see the flames there. It got pretty intense over in that area once that fire got bigger. A lot of people, of course, ran away from that area. We were a little bit closer and decided to take a safer distance away from that fire as well. One thing that's changed is that Georgia State Patrol now has the road blocked off. All of this traffic that's trying to go towards that Wendy's is now being rerouted to turn back around. The interstate also is, you cannot get on the interstate and you can't come off at this University Avenue exit. Earlier tonight, we saw protesters on the interstate. They shut down the traffic, and while traffic is moving on the interstate now, it is...
Constance fine, man. One of y'all brothers need to try to shoot y'all shot at Constance, man. Constance fine as shit, y'all. Ain't nobody in the chat trying to shoot this shot at Constance. Yeah, man.
Live with more, with a look back at her tenure here in Atlanta. Brittany.
We had a lot of news come out of Atlanta City Hall this evening, from a termination, a resignation, and just major leadership changes.
Look at all this trouble all this trouble that the city going through because the guy beat up a cop and took his taser and hit him with it.
Step aside as police chief so that the city may move forward with urgency in rebuilding the trust so desperately needed throughout our community.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms says she accepted Shields' resignation. Here's video from just 2 weeks ago of Shields amongst protesters. At one point, she got shoved. Her resignation also comes after the added spotlight on the department after 2 police officers were fired for using excessive force when they tased and pulled 2 college students from their car during a protest.
I firmly believe that there is a clear distinction between what you can do.
Constance, that's Sunday, man.
Shields has been with the department since 1995. Mayor Bottom says Shields' future role with the city is still being decided.
There has been a disconnect with what our expectations are and should be as it relates to interactions with our officers and the communities in which they are entrusted to protect.
Erica Shields also released a statement just after her resignation. I'm going to share a part with you. It says, quote, "I have served alongside some of the finest..."
Yeah, that that police chief, that was an old school tactic that the mayor Keisha Bottoms tried to do. She sensed that this was coming, so she thought, okay, somebody head got to roll. I gotta get him somebody's head on a stick. I gotta get these people some fresh meat, or they gonna fucking tear this city apart. So she was like, look, baby, I love you. We friends. We go to dinner often. You've been in the Atlanta police department for 25 years. But baby, I need your head on a stick right now. You gotta resign. Step aside. Because these people about to burn this city down. So the lady stepped aside and they still burnt the city down. I feel sorry for that mayor, man. She had to fire a long-term city employee who'd been there for a long time to try to stop a riot, and they still rioted. Everyone hit the like button. The Nightly News with Arc Nation News. You can choose the only interactive news program on YouTube. You can support the channel via PayPal, via the Cash App.
For a change, and that's why the committee was put together for the city, and we really serve at the request of the community. The community stood up and said, we need to change and transform policies. And part of our policy mandate to change, or to recommend for change, is use of force. The council is called the Police Use of Force Council, and how ironic is it that tonight, once again, we're talking about a use of force incident. And I want to make something very clear that
force has to be used sometimes, though. This is the thing. If they're going to play this game where no matter what happens, if the police use force, no matter what happens, anytime the police use force, regardless of what precipitated it, they're going to riot and burn shit down. We are in for a long summer of rioting. Because the police, I'm telling you, often they have to use force. Okay?
And the other officer said it did not. That is a question that has to be answered at some point in the very near future.
Rayshard, as we all take a look at this videotape of this, the death of this young man, and it comes at two different angles, so you have to watch both tapes in order to get a complete picture of what it is that happened there, and even then, I'm sure we don't have a complete picture, but what jumps out at you?
You know, what jumps out at me is, just because you can do something, it doesn't mean you should do something. And I think that is the disconnect between community and law enforcement, especially when we start talking about our black and brown communities. That jumps out to me when you look at the entire...
If I hear that black and brown shit one more time, there is no black and brown coalition. There's no black and brown... I'm tired of black people saying that.
Was developed, made to be an expression of community and not an opposition to community. And we are striving as a society, as individuals who care about our city, care about our country, we are fighting to make that connection happen again. And I believe we can do so with the right people.
Look at them. Look at this fight he's having with these cops. He's beating up two cops. Look. He beat up two cops. He beat up two cops, took the taser, and now he's running. Watch him turn around and shoot the cop with the taser. Bam! And the cop just look. He hit the cop. The cop. What are they supposed to do, man? I mean, what are they supposed to do? Call every cop down there and put a perimeter, take all the cop cars, circle them around the guy, and then just wait till he... I mean, wait till he get tired and then... Come on, man. Like, come on.
I shedded tears at that moment in my life. And when I saw the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, the first time I saw it, I paused and I could not talk for 2 hours. And I talk a lot. I talk for a living, actually. So this was how it affected me.
If they use nets, that's going to be a problem. That reminds us of...
It impacts someone who happens to be immature, and they don't really know how to get access to the people in power and how to create change through a policy and legislative process, then their frustration is limited in its expression, and they start lashing out on things that's close to them, that's familiar to them. And that's why it takes a leadership model that steps in the middle of that and says, listen, we understand the energy because all of us are experiencing the energy, but this is how we focus that energy.
Nah, here's the thing. If that Rayshard guy, if this Rayshard Brooks guy had gotten killed by a brother, say he would have gotten an argument with somebody and they'd have killed him, none of this would be going on. None of this.
Even before Chief Shields handed in her resignation, is there anyone else who has to go? Are there any other leaders in your mind, in the minds of some of the other members of the task force, who where there needs to be a change?
Well, I've spoken directly with 4 or 5 task force members about the leadership at APD, and this was before, obviously, excuse me, tonight. It's not our task force, we did not get to have that conversation. Yes, there are others who are in leadership command who may have to be reassigned because the structure is a top-down structure. That's how every police agency works. And if we're talking about a cultural change, there has to be a cultural change.
Unfortunately, though, blank slate, with this one, we don't have to rely on them being honest. We got the footage. With George Floyd, we only had footage of the end. With this one, luckily someone took footage of the beginning. Because if we would have just had footage of the end, that would have... I still would have felt the same way if I would have just had the surveillance footage from the Wendy's. But also having the camera footage from that guy, from the person who videotaped it, the original altercation, he beat both them cops up, man. He beat both the cops up. Took the taser, ran, turned around, actually shocked the cop with the taser. The cop falls, drops his taser, and the other cop shoots him. I don't know what else they want, man, from these cops. We're gonna see a rebellion from the cops too. We're gonna see a rebellion from the cops. Cops are gonna start walking off. Cops are gonna start going on strike. I don't know. I know they have a union, right? Cops are unionized, right? They're gonna start going on strike.
Very peaceful. People were just chanting. They were in the streets. We talked to families that were out there with their young children.
Oh my God, they're talking about peaceful. If they don't get out of here with this peaceful protest while the fucking city's burning down, I'm getting tired of these peaceful protests, because you know the peaceful protests are just the peaceful protest is just the fucking that's the opening act. That's like when you go to see a show and shit, like you go to see somebody like fucking Janet Jackson or some shit, or Mariah Carey, and they got like fucking, like they got somebody like Chico the Barge or somebody, or 702 opening up for them, but the main attraction is Janet Jackson. That's what this is like, man. That's what them peaceful protests. The peaceful protest is just like the opening act
back up. There's nowhere to go. People can't go towards the Wendy's and they can't get on the interstate and they're not able to get off of the interstate. So we're just sort of seeing people stopped here. For a while there, cars were turning around and going the other way, but I don't know if we can see the cars here. Everyone is just stopped and that traffic is backed up. And you can see Georgia State Patrol there does have that roadway blocked off. And of course, people are walking up to try and get a closer look. Again, that Wendy's where the shooting happened is still on fire. Tonight we've watched that fire grow. And it looks like more people are over in that area now on the ground. And of course, a pretty large police presence is out here as well. So we're just sort of waiting to see what happens. We're waiting to see if the fire trucks are going to be able to make it over there.
Right, where's Shekinah Joe at, man? Where's Shekinah Joe at, man? Let me go to Twitter, man. I'm gonna go to Twitter, man. See what's happening on Twitter, man. Where's Shekinah Joe? Where all the ATL celebrities at, man? Where all the ATL? Where Tip at, man? The tipster. 1-800 tipster. Oh my God, man. These people are funny, man. Let's see. Let's see what's going on, man. Rayshard Brooks, the man of the hour. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that Cash App. We gonna try to bring y'all this news, man. The Wendy's in Atlanta, where Rayshard Brooks was executed by race soldiers last night, is currently on fire. Let's see what Tariq's people are saying. This one says, I don't understand why they don't take the riots to the neighborhoods of the people who need to hurry up and make change. Or even the fucking police. Harass them like they do us. Damn, they call her. Wow. Wendy's response to Wendy's is over backlash as fast food chain announces $500,000. So Wendy's hurried up and donated $500,000. Oh my God. And all this money going to Black Lives Matter, man. I don't know where this money is going. Nobody has any accounting. There's no accounting of any of this money. So Wendy's like, look, man. Wendy's like, look, man. The brother got killed in our parking lot, man. We ain't do that shit. Wendy's like, man, Wendy's trying to talk logically and shit. Wendy's trying to use reason and shit. Look, man, he got killed in our parking lot, man. That shit could happen anywhere. That shit ain't got nothing to do with us. All right, here go $500,000 to wherever. What the fuck? I don't know who gonna get this money. Who gonna get this money? Black Lives Matter. They gonna give it to BLM. They gonna give it to BLM. Who this money gonna go to? This money ain't gonna help no black people in the community. None. I bet everybody who worked at that Wendy's was black. Now they ain't got no job no more. Where this money gonna go? Let's see what else is going on. This is them burning it down initially. This is them initially burning down. Listen, man. $500,000 ain't nothing for Wendy's, though. Literally, that's nothing. Like, literally nothing. Like, $500,000 is like literally nothing. I can't even say it's like a dollar. To Wendy's, $500,000 is nothing. And then they didn't even say where they were donating it to. They just said 2 causes or whatever. This is him right here and his family. This is that brother and his family. 3 daughters. That's that brother and his family. Girl dad, like Kobe. He was a girl dad. He was like Kobe, man. He was a girl dad. Yeah, I think he didn't want to go back to prison. He had an extensive criminal record. A pretty extensive criminal record, which doesn't mean he was a bad guy, but he had a lot of his shit was like George. He was like George. He had a lot similar to George. Intoxicants. George was on meth and heroin. No, meth and fentanyl. This guy was drunk. Extensive criminal record, but I think that's why he fought like that. Maybe he didn't want to go back to prison. Maybe he had time. Maybe he was on parole. He's going to get a parole hit, or maybe he was on probation. He was going to violate his probation and get stepped back. So it could have been either one of those. I think I'm guessing that because the way he fought, like, it's hard to beat up 2 cops, man. It's just hard, man. It's not easy to beat up 2 cops. It's not easy, man. This woman says she's baffled. This woman, Karen Hunter, is baffled how the killing of Rayshard Brooks could happen in the midst of this current racial pandemic. Are the police not getting it? Or is the brutality, lack of humanity, and depraved indifference so much a part of policing black bodies that they are incapable of change? So she's baffled. At how this could happen. This guy says, you want to know what defunding the police means? It means that Wendy's could have called a tow truck. Yeah, and then what do you think Rayshard Brooks would have done if a tow truck driver had pulled up? This guy said that Wendy should have called a tow truck. Does anybody know what would have happened if a tow truck with a concealed carry license? Because when you were a tow truck driver in Atlanta, you got a concealed carry license. I'm just telling you that right now. When you a tow truck driver in Atlanta or any of these cities, you got or a repo man or a tow truck driver, you're gonna carry a piece with you. So he says Wendy should have called a tow truck. What would happen if that tow truck driver showed up and was like, "Hey, Rayshard, man, I gotta tow your car, man." And you know, with tow truck driver, they not leaving without your car, man. That's their job. They came to tow your car. They taking your car. I don't know, man. Just very interested, man. He said call a tow truck. 27-year-old father of 3 girls and 1 stepson was celebrating his daughter's 8th birthday and was planning to take her skating. His crime? Allegedly sleeping in his car in a Wendy's parking lot in Atlanta. Shot 3 times in the back and killed. Let me see the latest. Y'all want me to check on? Y'all want me to check on Tip? See what Tip's saying about this in Killer Mike or Killer Whale, as they call him. They call my man Killer Whale. Let's see what Killer Mike. Let's see what Killer Mike is saying, man. Killer Mike, man. Where you at, Killer Mike? Everybody hit the like button, man. So this is what Killer Mike said on the 5th. He said, hire better men to wear those uniforms ASAP. So let's see what he's saying today. Where you at, Killer Mike? Keisha, T.I., and Killer Mike will never be mad at murderous cops the same way they were mad at looters. And that's why their thoughts don't matter. They turned. Hey, listen. One thing about the left that you rarely see on you. I mean, you see it sometimes on the right, but more so on the left. The left eats itself. Man, the left will turn on you. You could be a good soldier. You could be a good soldier. One misstep and the left will eat you. The left are like those animals or insects that eat their babies and whatnot. Like the left will turn on you quick. Look at this. Compton J says, people you don't want to listen to. Stacey Abrams. Oh, she been a good soldier too. Jim Clyburn, another good soldier. Kamala Harris, another good soldier. I mean, all these people are down for the cause. All these people promoted this victimhood mentality. All these people promoted the lawlessness and the you know what I'm saying, in the anti-police narrative. All these people, Cory Booker, Barack Obama, the Congressional Black Caucus. People you do want to listen to. Nina Turner, Breonna Joy Gray, Killer Mike, Cornel West, and William J. Barber. Everyone hit the like button, man. Let's see what Killer Mike talking about, man. People calling out Killer Mike, man. I wonder what Killer Mike and T.I. and Killer Mike got to say about this, man. Look at this. Somebody asked Killer Mike, did you fall into a pit? Where you at, Killer Mike? Your city burning down, man. Killer Mike's statement on Rayshard Brooks. Among many things, he says, we need a law that prevents shooting a person while they're fleeing. Well, that's what Killer Mike said, man. Killer Mike said we need a law that prevents shooting the person while they're fleeing. Mike, it ain't that easy. These people don't understand the nuances of situations. Why can't these people understand that situations are nuanced? You got a guy who obviously was a good fighter. Rayshard was a good fighter. He beat up 2 cops. My man had hands. My man was a goon, man. My man beat up 2 cops. Took the taser, ran with it. Cops chasing him. He turned around, shoots him with the taser. Cop falls down. I mean, why can't they understand the nuance of these situations? Salute, man. Salute, Shay Shay. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the donation. Killer Mike he's an ex-rapper. Here's Killer Mike's whole statement. Let's read Killer Mike's whole statement. Hashtag Rayshard Brooks should be alive this morning. He should be waking up hungover or drunk in the tank, depending on whether he was apprehended, and not dead. If I'm the Wendy's worker who called the police, I feel like shit this morning because a call for a man sleeping in a car should not have ended with his killing. If I'm the people with the child in the car, I feel helpless and hurt. If I'm that child, I'm scared shitless of anyone with a uniform and a gun. If I'm the angry white or black guy who is filming and saying, I watched y'all for 20 minutes, I'm wondering what else I could have done. I am mad as hell, and I am sad beyond consolation. At a minimum, we need a law that prevents shooting a person while they're fleeing. If there is no weapon, but Mike, there was a weapon. The weapon he beat the crap out of the cop and took. What's wrong with these people? I am mad as hell and sad beyond consolation. At a minimum, we need a law that prevents shooting a person while they're fleeing. If there is no weapon, fleeing from an officer should be a foot chase, a radio race. If a person gets away, they get away. Yeah, Mike, that's easy to say unless that person's in your neighborhood. If that person gets away and kicks your door down and holds your family hostage, or that person gets away and carjacks you and jumps in your car and flees off, I mean, like, this whole thing that they're trying to promote, I seen a lot of people talking about this on Twitter earlier. Just let him go. If he kicks your ass and then runs away, just let him go. Do you imagine that? That's going to incentivize. They don't understand incentives. These people don't understand incentives. They're not very bright. If you make it clear that, look, if you whoop the cop's ass and break away from him, they gotta let you go. That's gonna make more people be like, oh shit. So if I'm doing something and a cop approaches me, tries to arrest me, if I could whip his ass and break away and start running, they gotta let me go. Oh my God, could you imagine the streets after that? It'd be lawlessness. They never let you go. They pursue you until they arrest you. Oh my God. He says, at a minimum, we need a law that prevents shooting a person while they're fleeing. If there's no weapon, fleeing from an officer should be a foot chase and radio race. If a person gets away, they get away. As I have said before, I will continue to look to and support grassroots organizations who are doing the work day in and day out. If there are groups who you know are organizing to end police killing, how they organize to end police killings when they not saying shit to the fucking to the people who are getting arrested? They're giving no directions to the people getting arrested. They're not saying, look, man, if you get arrested, man, do this, do this, do that. All their directives, all their advice, all their suggestions, all their rhetoric, all their demands are to the police. None are to the people getting arrested. He said, if there are groups who you know are organizing to end police killings, at them so we can follow and support. Let us continue. I just don't. These people are just not bright, man. I just don't think these people are very bright. I just don't think these people are very bright. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. But I know Killer Mike gotta say that. Killer Mike can't come out and say, man, that dude shouldn't have beat up them cops and took the taser. And then after he took the taser, he shouldn't have shot one of the cops with it. Killer Mike knows he can't say that, which is sad. Which is sad. Let's see T.I., man. Where you at, T.I.? And then we're going to go back to Atlanta. Where you at, T.I.? He said Candace Owens vindicated. All she had to do was wait. She didn't have to do nothing, man. All she had to do was wait, man. That's the thing. All you got to do is wait. You don't even have to do nothing. All you got to do is wait. I think we're going to have to try to find a tip on we want to find a tipster. We want to try to find a tipster on Instagram, man, on IG, man. We're going to find a tip on IG, man. See what Tip talking about, man. See what Tip talking about on IG, man. Where you at, Tip? Yeah, Tip. Trouble man. 2 hours ago. PSA. This is your chance to show the world how you would have been back in them civil rights days. Oh man. He promoting destruction. This is a slick way of saying go out here and destroy some shit. This is a slick way of saying go out here and destroy some shit. PSA, this is your chance to show the world how you would have been back in them civil rights days. Well, it was a little harder back in the civil rights days. It's easy to protest and tear up stuff now. You free. Can't nobody touch you. Can't nobody do. Doing this stuff back in the 50s and the 60s, boy, that was a lot harder. Ain't no fucking group of mob of fucking white people gonna come up there and do nothing to these people. It's the mob of white people gonna come up there and help you burn the shit down. You can't even compare the two. Nowadays, a mob of white people already down there. When you going down to these black people going down there to tear some shit up, they get down there, it's already some white folk tearing it down. They go down there to tear down a Confederate statue, it's already some white people down there tearing the Confederate statue down. In the 60s, it had been a mob of white people there waiting with bats and chains and brass knuckles and bricks Let's see what his fans are saying. They mad at Keisha Cole too. They mad at Keisha Cole, man. See what Keisha Cole's in, man. Keisha Coles, as they call her. Keisha Coles, man. Keisha Coles. What's up with Keisha Coles, man? I used to like Keisha Coles, man. Where everybody's at, man? Which one is Keisha Coles, man? Hey, Keisha Coles? I ain't gonna spend too much time. Fuck it. Oh well. Back to Atlanta, man. Back to Atlanta, man. I ain't gonna spend too much time looking for that daggone girl. I don't care. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I don't even care, man. Let's see what's going on, man. Back in Atlanta, man.
Tear gas or anything has been thrown. Protesters are not throwing anything at them.
Yeah, the protest. You know how the protesters are never doing anything wrong. Protests are not doing peaceful protests. We have a peaceful protest. It'd be fucking fire in the background. Smash windows. He had a peaceful protest. Yeah, they waiting for celebrity, waiting for Ass and Killer Mike. they waiting on Killer Mike and T.I., man. 2 rappers, man. 2 ex-drug dealers. 2 ex-drug dealers. Come tell us what to do. What's our next step? That's the BP. Uh-oh, the fire slowly creeping closer to the BP. Uh-oh, look how close. Look at the fire. The fire just creeping closer to the BP. They gonna end up. Who think they gonna end up burning that BP gas station down by the end of the night? Who think that BP gas station gonna burn down by the end of the night? That fire just creeping. That fire just inching its way over there to the BP. Oh yeah, they gonna get the Newports out of there. It ain't gonna be a Newport in this whole area. Or a cigarello. Look at them slowly trying. Look at them. They trying to be slick. They trying to be slick. Trying to slowly get the fire closer, and then somebody will throw something into that one of these. Look at all these people, man. I think this was earlier, because I think that is the Wendy's. I think that's the Wendy's. Oh yeah, that's the Wendy's, though. That was earlier. This is earlier. They already burned the Wendy's down. That was earlier.
Because I'm standing in the dark because we've had some power issues out here. But what you see here, first of all, are 5 Atlanta police officers who were brought into the scene in a SWAT team truck. And they were brought in advance of the 3 Atlanta fire trucks that were brought in to
Look at them dudes talking shit to the cop. Look at the dude with the hoodie on.
For the better part of an hour before the fire
The dude with the hoodie talking shit to the cops.
because the scene wasn't secure. So the SWAT team folks arrived. They tossed a few cannons.
Yo, man, why y'all kill that brother? As if these guys had anything to do with that shit. Why y'all ain't tell your man if somebody beat him up and take his taser and hit him with it not to shoot him, man? This is stupid. He just standing in front of them cops talking smack to these cops. Look at this. Then you got one dude with a man bun. What's wrong with these guys, man? Go home, man. Uh-oh. Here they come. Look at the abuse these cops gotta take, man. Look at the abuse these cops gotta take from these high school dropouts, man.
Has admitted to actually starting that fire to us. However, the crowd, as we said, was rather fiery, and it's quite possible that somebody in the crowd had something to do with starting the fire. I'm sure a arson investigator will get to the bottom of that.
He said it's possible that someone in the crowd has something to do with starting the fire.
Leaving, we can also see people, bystanders, taunting police officers here, whose jobs are to make sure that the fire department can get out of here safely, and perhaps other activities as well. Back to you.
And Doug, as large as that fire was, as incredible as it was, the Atlanta Fire Department is telling us that they don't believe anyone was inside that building. Do we have any word on whether there were any other injuries in that area related to that fire?
I don't have any word about that, but I was within eyeshot of the fire for much of the time that it burned, and I did not see anybody hurt.
Who would want to be a cop, man? It looks like being a cop sucks nowadays, man.
For any injuries. It looked like
It sucks to be a cop nowadays, man. It sucks, man. It's gotta suck to be a cop, man.
Smoke, so now you can see that there is in fact a Wendy's there.
You know, we did not have any explosions there. This is a fire that did not become anything more serious, because certainly there was the potential for that, for it to become much more serious. You know, we should mention that these protests here in Atlanta have been largely peaceful over the last several days.
Yeah, did you just hear that? Oh my God, did you just hear what he said, man? Man, stop it! The protests in Atlanta have been largely peaceful. They gotta stop that, man. That's starting to get really annoying.
Because people were being so well behaved, and a lot of the problems that we had seen early on were no longer problems. But then something like this happens last night, where you know, a young black man dies at the hands of police, and of course we find ourselves in another very, very tense situation. Bobeth Yates is down on the ground for us now. Law enforcement behind you. We're glad you're in a safe area. Why don't you tell us what's going on there?
So we made it on the other side of 75, and they have the on-ramp blocked off here. This is a Bearcat, I was just told, that is blocking the highway. You can see two levels of officers. You can see officers here, and if you zoom all the way down, there's officers over there. But what we've noticed was, we're even seeing some of the protesters who are prepared for, I don't know, I guess whatever. Some of them were wearing helmets, they had goggles, they had the mask on, so they're definitely ready for, I don't know, for a clash, I guess I would say, with officers, just in case things take a turn. But as you mentioned earlier, I heard Brittany ask Yasmina how safe it was. Well, we have not had any issues, but
in our reactions we had at our last press conference, we were with an MSNBC crew that actually said they were attacked, and we were with a CNN crew that said they were also attacked. So for us, we're definitely concerned about our safety. So we try to be in areas where, you know, a law enforcement presence is definitely high. And here's one of those people I was telling you about. You see,
did she just say she tries to stay in areas where law enforcement presence is very high? She said an MSNBC crew was attacked and a CNN crew was attacked. So now they're trying to stay in areas where law enforcement presence is very high. And out the other side of their mouth, defund the police. Defund the police and all police are racist. Out of one side of her mouth, out the other side of her mouth, we're trying to only broadcast from places where the police are.
Blocked off, and you know, protesters just continue to be hanging out in the street. Now, earlier today, as I mentioned, one of the things we were able to do is speak to the attorney representing Brooks' family, and what they were saying was that, you know, they're just tired of having to deal with these situations, and they were visibly frustrated, just as some of these protesters out here. They say they'll continue, of course, to fight, but they say that they're just tired of having to do this, and they liken this incident to the one that happened a couple years ago. That was the shooting of Walter Scott. Walter Scott was tased and then shot by police officers, and one of the attorneys representing this case, Chris Stewart, also represented Walter Scott in his case. And in that incident, that officer actually was charged and dealt with some of the consequences for shooting Walter Scott as he ran away in the back. So again, they were liking this incident to that, and they're like, you know, how many years later that they're still having to deal with another incident like this. But out here, protesters are still gathering. It is peace, but there is a heavy presence of law enforcement. We'll continue to be out here and bring you updates as we get it.
All right, Bobeth.
I'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Bobeth.
Look where her ass at. Her ass, why she ain't over there mingling with the, why she ain't over there asking questions? So, how do you feel, protester? She over there, she over there like underneath the cops.
This latest incident. It was Mr. Councilman Brown, why don't you tell us, first of all, thanks for talking to us. When you got there last night, what time was it? What did you see?
Yeah, hey, thanks so much for having me. You know, yesterday I arrived on scene around 1:45 in the morning.
Look at it. Look at it in the left. Look at to the left. Look at him beating the crap out of them two cops. Look at to the left. He beating the crap out of them two cops. What happened?
That were there were just completely outraged, and were demanding answers from the local police. And it was just a very unfortunate scenario, because, you know, you could just see the visible hurt, you know, that you know, the residents were feeling, and just how they were reacting to another life being lost, you know, and it was just really, really sad. And
we're watching the surveillance video that was released, seeing the death of Mr. Brooks here on the left-hand side of our screen. And I'm sure that you've seen this video now as well, sir, from a couple of different angles. As you watched it, what jumped out at you?
It was just obvious that, you know, that our police force, you know, could have done a better job of de-escalating the situation without resulting.
Do you hear that? He saw that video and he said our police force could have done a better job of de-escalating the situation. Oh my God. The Nightly News of Rock Nation. News you can choose. The only interactive news program on YouTube. Support the channel via PayPal, via the Cash App.
The beginning is that we have to reinstill the trust between our local police and our community. And it's obvious that there is no trust.
Rayshard didn't do nothing wrong, man. Rayshard did nothing Rayshard could have done better. He did everything right.
We have to be intentional of curing just kind of
Look at her ass. Look at her running to the police. Look at her ass. Look at the news lady. She trying to get the hell over to the police. She like, oh shit. She like, oh shit. Let me come over here near y'all. Cause my people. You know, my people.
We see you moving around with activity. What's going on?
Well, we're seeing the riot police start moving up. You can see them as they're starting to push protesters back. We also just saw another group of law enforcement, about 10 of them, start just leave the scene. But as you can see, as riot police start making their, excuse me ma'am, as riot police start to make their way towards us, the crowd is also moving. But it seems as if they're leaving the scene. The last group, because protesters are still behind them, but it's, you know, they're just kind of walking away. So at this point, I would say at least like 20 or so people, and they're just like walking, but the crowd is on the backside, so we're not sure if they're just leaving the scene or what, but you can see some protesters now throwing water bottles, but they seem to be leaving the scene. Some of them are even taking off their gas masks. Another group went into the Bearcat just a moment ago, so it looks like they're wrapping up for the night and leaving protesters here. So, let me see if I can ask one of them. Are you guys leaving the scene? Are you guys leaving? Are you leaving the scene? Well, they didn't answer, but it does appear to be that way.
Yeah.
So they're definitely on this side, and as they kind of wrap up, you can see some protesters kind of following them, kind of taunting them. But for the most part, again, some of them have taken off their gas masks and seem to be, you know, getting on the entrance to the highway where they've blocked off. Wow. That's unlike anything we have seen before.
They like, man, the hell with this, man. Hell with this, man. Ain't nothing gonna happen right. If anything go wrong, we might lose our jobs. Let's get the hell up out of here before one of us or all of us lose our job.
I'm trying to find the photographer right now, because at this point I'm on the side with the police officers, but it seems like now they're kind of following them. They've created a new line earlier where we saw the other officers were, and they're just coming to a line right now, and they're pulling officers back. You can see them, like one officer just pulled one of them back to their line, and it just seems like now they're leaving and all of them are on this side. I'm going to let you listen to some of the crowd.
This is really sad, man. It's really sad, man. This is really sad, man.
Here now to anyone who's been following the news over the last several weeks since the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis on Memorial Day, a couple of Mondays back, and the protests that have hit the city of Atlanta and metropolitan areas around the country, where you see the protesters on one
Look at how many draws you see. Look how all these guys got their pants sagging, man.
It is peaceful now. There has been a fire tonight. The restaurant that was the scene of the death of a young man last evening has been burned to the ground. There were a number of other fires set as well. But again, a familiar scene where you see the protesters sort of realizing that this is it for them. They're not going to be able to go beyond the law enforcement there. And so they walk back and forth and they chant what they want to chant. But on the left-hand side of the screen, that was earlier this evening. That is the Wendy's restaurant where Rayshard Brooks died in the parking lot right near the drive-thru last evening. And those flames burned for a long time right near several gas stations that were in the area, causing what we heard from Atlanta Fire Rescue, causing a major concern for firefighters on the ground who simply could not get over to that scene. It wasn't safe enough for them to do so, but eventually, thankfully, they were able to get there and put those flames out. And now we just see the lingering protesters who are clashing with law enforcement there on the scene, and it's not a physical clash, it's just sort of a standoff. There doesn't seem to be any pushing or shoving going on.
Right, but those protesters are fired up, and you have to wonder and think as we head into midnight, 3 minutes until 12, will this go into tomorrow? Will we see the same sort of protest tomorrow? Keep in mind, the first protest...
Of course you will. Of course. What kind of stupid question is that? Of course they're going to be protesting tomorrow. And of course we'll be covering it. But of course they're going to be protesting tomorrow. Do these people look like they will not protest tomorrow?
What's left of it, Atlanta police have all now cleared this area, but you can still see that there are some people right in front of the Wendy's. Looks like taking pictures and just sort of looking at what's left. So this is what we're seeing now. We've made it past the police line. Again, Atlanta police have cleared this area. I know Bobeth said that she was seeing them clearing up also where she is. So this is what's left of that Wendy's that we've been showing you all night that was set on fire where this shooting happened. And at this point in time, people are gathered around it and just looking at what's left. Brittany?
And Yasmina, all those other fires that were around the Wendy's, I think we saw maybe 4 or 5 fires at one time. Those are out.
Is that T-Pain? T-Pain down there? Man, so what he beat up your colleague? So what he took his taser and shot him with it? They still didn't have to shoot him, man.
This all started earlier today when the sun was up. By 8 o'clock tonight, more protesters joined the group that was already there on the ground. They moved onto the highway. I know it seems like it happened a long time ago, but earlier tonight, the highway was shut down on 75, 85, and traffic couldn't get through for an hour and a half. Do we want to go back out to Bobeth Yates or Yasmina just so they can continue to tell us what's happening and developing? It looks like officers are actually having a conversation with protesters that are on the ground there, and that's an image that we've really seen here in Atlanta. We've seen it throughout different cities that are having a protest in the name of George Floyd as well, where officers will just sit there and have a conversation with protesters and try to build that relationship between the community and police, which is just so strained at this point in time and this point in history.
It definitely seems like they're having a conversation right now, but that's not everybody. Literally, that's just this one officer on the other side of this line. It's really chaos where officers are being yelled at by protesters, but they've been very civil, trying to calm them down. And in fact, there was another officer I just saw shake the hand of another protester. So it seems like, they're calming.
That officer's like, yo, man, look. If you don't beat us up and take our tasers and then shoot us with it, we're probably not gonna shoot you. The brother like, but hold on. Run that by me one more time. Okay. If you don't when we come to arrest you, if you don't beat us up, take our tasers, and shoot us with it, we won't shoot you. Huh? So what you saying? They're saying that if you don't beat us up, take our tasers and use them on us, we won't shoot you. Yeah, but I mean, you still ain't have to shoot them. You still don't have to shoot them. Alright, man. Bro, here's my card, man. Give me a call, man, down the station, man.
Happened at a very, very sensitive and stressful time here in the city and here in the country as a whole. Since the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota, there have been protests here in Atlanta and around the country, in fact around the world, to protest unjust treatment of minority communities.
Yeah, dudes bringing their Beckys out to this protest. Dudes bringing their Beckys out to the protest. This is a way like...
And hard feelings for this to happen amidst all of that made it even more difficult. And by nightfall on Saturday night at Wendy's, where the shooting took place,
she's pregnant, and she out there pregnant. You see that pregnant girl to the right? I think they're gonna pan over and show her again. This girl pregnant out here. If she catch corona and her baby, then her baby catch corona. I ain't show her again.
The death of Mr. Rayshard Brooks. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see this video. Mr. Brooks had allegedly fallen asleep in his car at the drive-thru of the Wendy's there on University, and it was causing quite a backup, and that led to the police responding to the scene. And you can see Mr. Brooks there running away and turning briefly behind him. He had apparently gotten his hands on one of the officer's taser guns, and you can see him turning briefly with a spark coming from that taser gun, and that is exactly when the officer who fired the fatal shots unloaded his weapon, shooting and killing Mr. Brooks. The question on the part of the Brooks family attorney, who's been retained, is why did you have to kill this young African-American man? Why did he have to die? A lot of people saying the police should have been trained better to de-escalate the situation of a man asleep in his car at a fast food restaurant, as opposed to letting it devolve into what we see there on the left-hand side of the screen with a dead 27-year-old man.
Right, and other people, just city leaders that we talked to throughout the week really were worried that it was going to come to this, that Atlanta would have their own case of George Floyd, as they said, and this is where we are right now. Protesters, though, are still fired up. They're still standing there. They've been there for hours. It looks like they're not letting up anytime soon. So, Rick, what we saw throughout the past 2 to 3 weeks was we saw things go from really intense situations, really evolving situations with violence and vandalism on night one. We had curfews on night two with the National Guard here. We had supported law enforcement from different agencies throughout Metro Atlanta. And then things calmed down, as you mentioned, and now it seems that we are right back at square one with just that intense sort of protesting that we're seeing now in front of the Wendy's there, what was the Wendy's on University Avenue. So we have to wonder, will the mayor bring back the curfew? Will she reestablish that curfew that she took away last weekend because things were so calm?
Police chief as a helpful to the city during this time. We're also told that she'll remain employed by the city in some kind of role that has not yet.
Oh yeah, you just reminded me. COVID-19 social distancing. None of these people appear to be that's 6 feet apart. Damn, bro, you ain't 6 feet apart. These people don't look like they're 6 feet apart, man. That brother that's talking to that cop, they might as well be. That brother that's talking to that cop, these people don't look like. Look at that. Is that social distancing? Neither one of them have on a mask. I don't know, man. Something ain't right about that whole COVID thing.
Right now, though, we need to head to CBS 46's Yasmina Alston. She's still live there on the ground. She has a different angle and vantage point. Yasmina, what are you seeing on your end?
You don't want no fucking, you don't want no crime. Nobody has a gun.
Yeah, Brittany, that's right. We just we moved over from where we were by the Wendy's and moved closer to one of the ramps for the interstate. You can see that Atlanta police, they've got this area blocked off, and then of course you can see the group of protesters moved, and you can see some conversations happening up here. There have been some heated conversations as well coming from some of the protesters, and you can see they are engaging with police up here. And to give you an idea of where we are, this is not too far away from that Wendy's where that shooting happened. We showed you that maybe 10 minutes ago. There were still some people down there as well, just looking at what was left of that Wendy's. So again, you're taking a look at Atlanta police and protesters here right near 75, one of the ramps to get onto the interstate. Brittany?
There's still a lot of protesters out there, Yasmina. One more time, are they trying to get on the interstate right now, does it look like?
Brittany, there are still a lot of protesters out here. I don't believe they're trying to get on the interstate. I feel like they're
Smash.
with Atlanta police here, but no, I haven't seen anyone trying to get on the interstate. We do have some people that have sort of climbed up the hill over here, but aside from that, no one's tried to make any moves onto the interstate.
I want to ask you, Yasmina, can you walk us through, because you've been there on the ground at that same location all day long, giving us great coverage. Can you walk us through, because I remember this live shot where officers are trying to block protesters from getting on the interstate, and how they actually got past those officers to later shut down the entire highway in the city of Atlanta.
Yeah, Brittany, so that actually happened after another group of protesters came to make one big group of protesters. So we had one group already here, and then we had another group that came in, and once that second group came in, that's how they were able to make their way.
Salute, salute. Salute, TC. Let's see something. Make sure that was you. Hold on. No, salute Wayne Tipton. Salute Wayne Tipton, man. Appreciate you, man. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. All donations appreciated. Salute, man. Keep it going. Let's keep this shit going. Back to this.
Ramps, but a lot of people, they went up the hill, the side hills, protest where we see some people throw, and then, of course, we never know what's going to happen after that.
And Yasmina, we're working to confirm this on our end, but just from what you've seen, have you seen any sort of violence at any point between officers and protesters? And I know we saw some arrests with people on the highway, but have you seen any on the ground there?
Salute,
no, I have not seen any violence and have not seen any arrests here on the ground as of now.
All right. Thanks very much, Yasmina. We'll let you see if you can gather some more information for us as we take a look at these scenes. And you're right, Brittany. There's still a lot of protesters out there. We also see the law enforcement.
This is helping Trump, man. This is helping Trump. This lawlessness, the fact that, like, just think about it. Any night, some random brother could get in a fight with a cop, and the cop uses service pistol, and the whole city gonna burn and get shut down and rioting and protesting. People instinctively know that these are democratically run cities. So what do you think is going to happen if a Democrat is running the country? What do you think will happen if a Democrat is running the country? If all this stuff is happening in democratically run cities.
And the tactical gear, and you see the number of protesters holding up their cameras. This was something that we saw quite a bit of, where the protesters really, just sort of wanted to get a good shot. This is sort of the money shot of all of those riot police officers who are standing there just in case things.
Salute, Bill. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Salute, Bill Meyer.
That won't be the case. Bo Beth Yates.
Let's see what else is going on, man. Man, this is just lawlessness. Lawlessness. This was earlier. Let's see earlier today. This was earlier today. Remember I told you the peaceful protest is just a smokescreen for what they're going to end up doing later on? They come around with this so-called peaceful protest.
If you don't arrest the officer by Monday, you will be voted out. Indict the officer. If you want to calm the city, indict the officer. Keisha Lance Bottom, 2 weeks ago, he arrested 6 black officers. We need to have the same energy and arrest the white one too. Period. It's not that simple. It's not that easy. All this stuff that's going on now, when the police is, we are tired. It just makes sense to just go so aggressive to make it arrest. Last night, that could have been avoided just by waking him up and telling him to go home. And maybe just telling Wendy's man, sleep in his car. He don't have to just deal with to hurt no officer. He did his job right now. Really drunk or not.
Are they both gonna talk at the same time? Like, one of y'all talk at a time. Come on. Come on, sweetness.
Kids growing up without fathers, y'all don't know the pain that we all are out here. This shit's been happening for decades. Kids growing up without fathers, y'all make fun of us. White people, I'm not racist, but y'all make fun of us.
And those are two protesters there at the scene near where the officer-involved shooting happened yesterday around 10:30 p.m. Of course, emotions are raw. This was a father of 4. 3 of them biological kids and 1 a stepson, and now those kids, as the protester was saying, are without a father. We apologize for the profanity used there in that soundbite, but that was live. Those protesters just walked up to our cameras and started speaking and talking about why they were there and what they felt happened during the officer-involved shooting yesterday. And we're hearing from our NBC News affiliates, the NBC News reporters on the ground saying that the Atlanta police officer involved in Friday's deadly shooting has been fired, according to APD spokesperson, and that the second officer who did not fire the gun has been placed on administrative leave. We are working in our newsroom right now to independently confirm that, but NBC News is...
So the officer who fired his gun has been fired, and the other one is on leave for getting their butts kicked.
Released his name, but no. Both of the officers' names as of yet.
Yes, we don't have any details on the officers just yet. Again, the GBI is looking into the conduct of the 2 police officers there, but right now, according to NBC News, the officer who fired that fatal shot has been fired. We're working on details on that for you this evening. Now, during a news conference earlier tonight, the attorneys for Rayshard Brooks' family said that the officer who shot him should be charged for an injustice or unjustified, rather, use of deadly force. Again, that officer, according to NBC, has now been fired, but they said that they need more. He referenced, the lawyer referenced a Georgia law that justifies his claim. Take a listen.
In Georgia, a taser is not a deadly weapon. That's the law. That's what the cops are trained to do. It's not a deadly weapon. I've had cases where officers have used tasers on victims and they argue with us in court that tasers aren't deadly, that tasers aren't harmful. That's the case law here, that tasers are not deadly weapons. So before we even hear from their lawyers, who are going to say the same old thing they always say, you cannot have it both ways. You can't say he ran off with a weapon that could kill somebody when you say it's not deadly. So we agree with the mayor saying that the officer that fired the officer that fired his weapon should be terminated, and he should also be prosecuted. The family met with Paul Howard, and they've opened their investigation, and I can even say we want justice, but I don't even care anymore. I don't even know what that is. And I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't know what justice is anymore. Is it getting them arrested? Is it getting somebody fired? Is it a chief stepping down? I know that this isn't justice, what's happening in society right now.
All right. It's Sunday morning now, 17 minutes after midnight, and we want to reset and tell you how we got here in the first place. It has been a little more than 24 hours since an APD officer shot and killed 20
people. Already getting tired of this shit. The news people getting tired. The news people getting tired of this crap.
Bottoms has accepted the resignation of Chief Erica Shields. Shields will be replaced on an interim basis by the veteran Rodney Bryant, who has been with Atlanta Police Department since 1988. Here is Mayor Bottoms earlier.
Chief Shields has offered to immediately step aside as police chief so that the city may move forward with urgency in rebuilding the trust so desperately needed throughout our communities.
And that was Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms talking about the officer-involved shooting that has led to protests this evening or yesterday, and now we're in Sunday morning here. Now, earlier yesterday, in the afternoon yesterday, we had the chance to talk to Rayshard Brooks' family. He's the person who's died in this incident. He's 27 years old and a father, and protesters have been gathering at the Wendy's where he died since then.
All right, let's take a listen right now.
I watched this on the internet. From the whole George Floyd situation to us coming together like we doing something. And this whole thing landed on my doorstep with my little cousin. I seen the video. I just think for me, the most hurtful thing for me is to watch the video, wake up and watch that video. And I got two little boys. They ain't see the same video. That's their cousin. That's what hurt so much. I thought Atlanta was higher than that. I thought we was bigger than that. I just want to make enough noise that they investigate this situation. That's all I want. Investigate the situation. Don't let Rayshard die in vain like that. We don't watch this happen so many years. The young black boys around the country just dying in vain.
Stacey Abrams had tweeted out earlier in the day.
Well-spoken young man. Very articulate young man. The nightly news of our nation, news you can choose. The only interactive news program on YouTube. You can support the channel via PayPal, via the Cash App.
Earlier in the night.
And we also heard from Governor Brian Kemp, who said that he trusts that the GBI will look into all the facts related to this officer-involved shooting and come to a conclusion that gives us some answers on what exactly happened. We've been hearing this evening that the officer who pulled the trigger has now been fired. The second officer who is involved in that incident has been placed on administrative leave. And this evening, we also have seen a lot of protests in the Atlanta area at Centennial Olympic Park, but mostly in the area near where the shooting happened, at the Wendy's near University Avenue. We've seen the protests go over to the interstate, the downtown connector at University, where they shut down 14 lanes of highway this evening for at least an hour, where drivers were stuck in traffic, unable to move on that highway. Officers eventually arrived to the scene and were able to clear the highway after about an hour or so, and we're told by one of our reporters at the scene that they made at least 50 arrests or so on that highway. And then we started seeing fires at the Wendy's location where this incident happened on Friday at 10:30 p.m. And that location is now completely gutted. The fire has burned almost everything. We saw firefighters at the scene earlier. They threw water on the fire and everything seemed to have calmed down, and then we saw the fire reignite again in the building, and no one was in the building at the time. We haven't heard of any injuries in that area.
We also have heard today from the director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Vic Reynolds, who asked for patience and asked for generosity and graciousness from the community as this investigation into the shooting death of Rayshard Brooks will continue now in DeKalb County.
Do you think he will get patience and generosity from this community? Who thinks he gonna get patience and generosity from this community?
Most of the night, where there still are some local people that are milling about in that area right now.
There are people milling about. I'd say we've been here for the better, for about an hour and a half. It's been an eventful night where we've kind of crisscrossed the neighborhood a couple of times. It is not particularly eventful here now, though. As we've reported earlier at the Wendy's, we still have a lot of people on the grounds.
And nobody will be charged with burning that Wendy's to the ground. What message is that sending? Nobody was charged with burning the Target, the AutoZone. Nobody's charged. All these burned places, nobody's getting charged with none of this stuff. You think that might be emboldening people?
Called for patience earlier today. He said that the public should not rush to judgment. and I'm going to quote him here. He said that we realize there is a tremendous amount of emotion and passion involved in these cases, and certainly in the way the environment is now is only enhanced. I would just humbly and respectfully ask the public to wait a minute. So a plea there that does not seem to have gone over well, at least with the folks that were involved in the burning of that Wendy's tonight, because police responded there to this Wendy's at about 10:30 p.m. Saturday evening. 125 University Avenue is the address there, and this is the site of.
Listen, people are growing tired of this. This was a bad case to take. People in Atlanta should not have done that over this. This was a bad case to take. This delegitimized a lot of the, because a lot of people, listen, this delegitimized what they were saying. This delegitimized their claim.
Authority to make, or the family to the chief of police resigning and the mayor taking such swift action to fire those police officers that were involved in that shooting? Well, one of the
Wendy's got new fries now, I think. No, that's not Wendy's. That's KFC. KFC got new fries. Yeah, Wendy's fries do be on the soggy side. I like Wendy's though. I eat Wendy's a lot.
And he talked about needing more training, talking about ways to de-escalate situations, coming up with trainings that de-escalate instead of having officers go about things in a different way. One of the attorneys talked about how for law enforcement, he felt that the mission is to crack heads, and if that is not what happens, then you go into a situation that we saw last night. So they spoke for about 30 minutes, really, very passionate about getting their message across and trying to find law enforcement really finding a way to go about a different way to police the communities and making sure that if they are going to be in those communities that they know the people living in those communities and that they too don't live too far from that community so they can really get involved and engaged with the people that they are.
Man, none of that stuff gonna matter. Could you imagine if it was two brother cops? Two brother cops showed up on the scene and that brother would have beat them up and took the taser. Come on, man. Stop it. This has nothing to do with race.
And how the mayor described her feelings on the situation.
Yeah, well, she said that she immediately called for the termination of the officer who fired the shot. She said the other officer has been placed on administrative duty. She said after watching that video, she did not feel as though the officer's actions were justified, and that's why she took that swift action. Of course, we have learned that Police Chief Erica Shields resigned. The mayor did say that was the chief's decision, and she accepted that. She talked about also how they want to be a model for other cities and for other police departments to go about policing and being involved in the community and really getting to know the people that they represent. So I think that her thing is just, they took swift action. She said that she hopes that the family of Mr. Brooks, even though what happened won't bring them.
This is a bad case to take, man. This delegitimizes. Now, nobody will say it on Twitter. If we go on Twitter, everybody will say, man, this is wrong. But there's that silent majority of people that is growing that are like, yo, wait a second, man. And now the George Floyd body cam is emerging, even though it's been out since like a few days after his killing. The mainstream media tried to hide it, but yeah, people are growing tired, but these protesters still have they have Hollywood, they have the mainstream media on their side. Wait till the mainstream media realizes that this stuff is not going to hurt Trump. They're going to drop these people like a bad habit. They're going to drop BLM and Antifa like a bad habit once they realize that this stuff is not hurting Trump's numbers.
Exactly where you are based on where we are positioned right now. But again, you can see there are still a lot of people out here. Again, not doing much. They're really just standing out here. I don't.
Come on, Tender. My man, a tenderoni, man.
Kind of just scraggling in, and you can see there are people just standing around and walking back and forth. But again, they're not doing anything. There's a lady over here taking pictures. And I did mention earlier that part of the building is still on fire. It's not a major fire, but there's definitely flames coming from one side. I would assume this is like, yeah, it's a hot spot. I would assume maybe it's like closer to the drive-through area.
Now, we're going to interrupt you right now, Brian, because we have a live look now on Pryor Street where it looks like police are moving in, Atlanta police officers with their zip ties. We see the crowd dispersing now, appear to be running, and it looks like Atlanta police may be moving in and may be ready possibly to disperse this crowd. Right now, it doesn't look like they are actively moving the crowd out or taking anyone into custody, but they've got those zip ties ready there to do so, apparently, if necessary. There is no curfew in the city of Atlanta tonight, and as long as the demonstrators are peaceful, there is no indication, we've not received any word that there will be any real effort to move the crowd along. It looked like there was some activity there, briefly at least. Looked like perhaps the crowd got a little worked up, not sure possibly what to expect, but those officers simply moved through the crowd, moved down the road there, and now we've got demonstrators in the middle of the street. We've got demonstrators taking pictures of something coming their way, I'm not sure. Okay, apparently they're taking pictures of one of their own there demonstrating. But it does appear, Tom, right now that this is not even really, I wouldn't call it a standoff, because it appears that unless there's some activity there, these folks, it appears there'll be no effort to really move.
The fact that these people think that this is Trump's fault that guy got shot tells you everything you need to know about these people. The fact that these people think this is Mike Pence and Donald Trump's fault tells you everything you need to know.
We're left there by 9 o'clock at night.
Mods, post the link.
We saw fewer and fewer demonstrations, and as you mentioned, Deidre, there's no curfew, so to speak, in place tonight. We saw the officers moving through that crowd with their zip ties, and we didn't know where they were headed or if arrests were going to be made. And you're right, I don't know that I would characterize this as a standoff, but there's definitely, demonstrators facing...
Salute, J.A. Appreciate you,
another direction. Pictures and videos being taken of people waving signs and television cameras and police, and we see the armored vehicle behind the officers that are blocking that entrance or exit ramp, and we presume that the officers that we saw walking toward our cameras were headed over to another area where there might be access to one of the more trafficked roadways there. So the few dozen people that are left here are definitely involved with the show of force by, we saw an Atlanta SWAT vehicle there parked on that access way where
they're going to be protesting tomorrow, so we're going to continue this tomorrow. Family. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified when I go live. We're going to be covering this tomorrow. Let's get out of here. We had a good night. Salute to everybody. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.